Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be going over 6 running backs that are absolutely skyrocketing up my personal rankings. If you do enjoy these type of videos, I would highly recommend hitting that subscribe button and dropping a like at the end if you did enjoy. It really helps me out. We're on the road to 1,000 subs. But first of all, on this list, we have James Conner getting a massive workload against the Los Angeles Chargers. We expected him to have a good game this week. 25 carries, 120 yards. He did fumble, which sucked, but 3 catches out of the backfield for 20 yards. PPR fantasy points equaled 21.0 in this game. And you love to see this out of James Conner. We know Eno Benjamin got traded to Houston, so he's no longer in the backfield. The only competition, and it's a clear 1-2 role, is going to be Keontae Ingram in this backfield. Like James Conner going forward, although I would be aware his schedule is very tough. So you got to limit expectations just a little bit. He's definitely rising up the rankings though, because he is the guy. He's on the field for the majority of the snaps, around 90% of the snaps every single game. So you'd love to see that out of your running back. Come on, what can you not like about James Conner? Next up on this list is RACHAAD White, and not the most effective game against the Cleveland Browns on the ground. 14 carries for 64 yards. But the thing that you love to see, especially in PPR leagues, is the catches out of the backfield for this guy. 9 catches for 45 yards from a running back. That's unbelievable. That's like comparable to Ramondre Stevenson this year, which is someone that is super valuable in PPR fantasy leagues. I think RACHAAD White could be just like this guy. Next couple of weeks for RACHAAD White, he's going against the New Orleans Saints and the San Francisco 49ers, which do have good run defenses, so I would be cautious on that matter. But if Leonard Fournette does not play due to his hip injury again in week 13, I think RACHAAD White has to be in your starting lineup. Not completely sure what the situation is going to look like when Lenny is healthy, but as of right now, I'd keep RACHAAD White in your starting lineups because of that passing volume out of the backfield, especially in PPR leagues. Next up at number 3, we have Josh Jacobs coming in with 33 carries in week 12, 229 total yards, 2 touchdowns, 6 catches out of the backfield for 74 yards. That's going to equal 48.3 PPR fantasy points. I'm not going to lie to you guys. After week 7 against Houston, when he dropped 36.5 PPR fantasy points, I said that's going to be his peak. There's no way he's going to break that. Turns out I was wrong. I'm going to take my L on this one. Josh Jacobs is here to stay. And if he's going to get 33 carries, like what? Who's getting 33 carries? I mean, it doesn't matter who he's going against at this point. His playoff schedule is absolutely brutal. I do have to say that. New England, Pittsburgh, and then San Francisco. So I'd be a little bit cautious. I'm not 100% confident that he's going to drop massive games in the playoffs, but hey, I've been wrong before on Josh Jacobs. I mean, I'd be confident at least starting him for the next 2 weeks against the Chargers and the Rams. But if he's going to get this volume, like he's getting 40 touches in a game, that's ridiculous. That's unheard of. He's absolutely going up my rankings. It seems like every time that I watch a Raiders game, Josh Jacobs has the ball in his hands every single play, which is ridiculous. That's unbelievable for fantasy owners. If you're starting Josh Jacobs, you've held onto him for the whole year. Good for you, man, because your team is absolutely thriving. Next up on the list is Isaiah Pacheco. Had another great game against the Los Angeles Rams. Wasn't the most effective on the ground, but what you love to see is 22 carries for 69 yards. He's the clear as day lead back in the backfield. Jerick McKinnon is the one catching passes here, but Pacheco actually got in the end zone in this one, which was great to see, and he got a catch out of the backfield. So that's very rare. All right, you normally just see Jerick McKinnon running for passes. Pacheco was running some routes in this game, which was definitely good to see. They also did just sign Melvin Gordon, which I don't understand. I really don't understand. You got a guy like Pacheco in the backfield that is just clearly so explosive with the legs. He is just running full speed on every single play, it seems like, grinding for more yards. I don't know why you bring in Melvin Gordon. I really do not. I hope his production does not go down and Melvin Gordon doesn't see that much playing time, because that would suck for Pacheco owners. But I'm feeling good right now, and he's definitely rising up my rankings as long as he is that clear-cut #1 running back in Kansas City. I'd be more confident, by the way, playing him in situations where the Chiefs are going to destroy their opponents. Like, let's say against Denver in week 14, week 15 against Houston, and then week 17 against Denver again. These would be premium matchups for Pacheco to thrive in, because he's going to get 20 plus carries, I would expect. I mean, if these games are close, you probably have more McKinnon, more of Gordon in the game. But as of right now, Pacheco is the guy, like I said. Next up on the list is Christian McCaffrey. And I know you guys are like, really? Christian McCaffrey's on this list? Well, he hasn't been doing the best as of late, I'm not gonna lie. And he's on this list because Elijah Mitchell actually got hurt in the last game, likely sprained his MCL, it says. So he could be out multiple weeks, most likely will be, maybe for the rest of the season even, which makes McCaffrey most likely an every down back. They were swapping them in and out. I don't know if they're gonna have another running back, you know, coming in, taking carries away from McCaffrey. But as of right now, if McCaffrey's workload goes up to around 15-20 carries a game, then you can confidently expect 15, 20, 25 fantasy points out of Christian McCaffrey every week. Regardless, you're starting him, but he's definitely rising up my rankings due to this Mitchell injury, which is very unfortunate for him, but a good thing for Christian McCaffrey owners in fantasy. Next up, we have David Montgomery on the Chicago Bears, and Montgomery keeps producing, even though he went up against a tough Jets defense, still came away with a good performance here. And I like him to continue this production going forward. As long as Khalil Herbert is out of this lineup, he should keep getting good volume out of the backfield. Justin Fields does return. It's going to get cut down a little bit because Justin Fields runs the ball so many times, but still, I like the matchups going forward. He has a great schedule going into the playoffs. I would be confident in David Montgomery going forward, especially when he's going up against teams like Green Bay next. Then he has a bye week, but Philadelphia, who just gave up a ton of yards to Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon. And then you got a Buffalo defense that is actually giving up a lot of yards currently. So not terrible for the rest of the year for David Montgomery. Last but not least, this guy is really, I can't lie to you guys, I'm not raising him up my rankings at all. I think this was just a game script kind of thing, but let me know if I'm wrong. I've been wrong in the past. Miles Sanders dropped a massive game. PPR, non-PPR does not matter. He dropped 31.0 PPR fantasy points in week 12. And he actually got catches out of the backfield, which was super rare to see because the previous 4 weeks, he only had 1 catch. So, I mean, I'm going to leave it up to you guys to decide, is this an outlier type of week, or is Miles Sanders going to increase production slowly as the year continues and keep dropping these massive games? Because the schedule doesn't tell me so. Against the Tennessee Titans, who have a pretty good run defense, the Giants, then Chicago Bears, because they don't have a great defense, but the Dallas Cowboys, and then ending it off with the New Orleans Saints. That schedule does not look good. That does not look like a schedule that you can run all over and the Eagles are going to blow them out, but I could be wrong. I just can't get behind it. I still think you should be selling Miles Sanders high. If it was up to me, he was on my team, my trade deadline didn't happen yet, I'd be selling him at peak value. I really would. And you guys could hate on me in the comments if you want. That's just my opinion, man. I can't get behind the schedule. The playoff schedule is just brutal for Miles Sanders. So let me know if any of this information helped you guys out. If so, drop a like on the video, and of course, consider hitting that subscribe button if you did enjoy. I will catch you in the next video, guys. Peace.